Hello and welcome back to our Bannerlord challenge, and in the previous episode we actually became a vassal with the Battanians for the sole reason that we want to level up our leadership skill. I did have to pay a pretty significant price for it, but I think it's probably going to work out quite nicely. Anyway, I'm here in the smithy right now because, yeah, don't worry, we're not going to do a huge amount of smithing right here, but we are just going to be hitting this smelt button and getting all of this stuff out of my inventory because I want to try and get as much resource as I can from this. And then maybe we're just going to create a bunch of two-handed swords. As you can see, we do actually have quite a lot of resources now. And as a result, we should be able to create a pretty amazing two-handed sword. So I'm just going to go for a tier 3. I'm going to basically just try to go for something that is so incredibly high tier that maybe we won't even be able to make it. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let's have a look. No, we can still make it. Yeah, pretty easily, actually. Alright, is there anything else? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. So I'm just going to increase the size. Don't know whether that really makes any difference. Usually, maybe sometimes, maybe not. Otherwise, here we go. Alright, we're just going to create a whole bunch. Not really going to be caring too much about it. Just going to be making a lot of them. And we're going to hopefully, well, I think we're probably going to level up to 175. I think we can probably make it there with creating this sword. No. No, we didn't make it. Okay, well, that's actually kind of sad, isn't it? Okay, so technically, I guess I could smelt a little. No, we can't refine anymore. Okay, that is so sad. Okay, I guess we'll just have to do this then. Oh, it seems like refining gives me basically nothing. It's so sad. All right, there we go. 175. Okay, fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. So now what we can do is we can get out of here and we can take a look at how much this actually sells for. Okay, so these sell for 10,000, which is actually not even as much as I anticipated. I was actually hoping that it would sell for a lot more. But maybe No, they actually do sell for a lot more. They sell for 19,000 because in my inventory it doesn't actually take into account the sell price penalty reduction that we currently have going on, which is actually amazing. So you can see very clearly here, we can make a massive amount of cash. We can make around 190,000 or something like that. I have no idea how many I even created, but that's still pretty decent in my opinion. That's still pretty nice. Okay, so yeah, apart from that, obviously what we want to do is I want to try and get a sledgehammer. Maybe there is a two-handed sledgehammer here somewhere. It's, oh, the length of this one's pretty good, actually. Yeah. I might actually get this one instead. Yeah, look at this. The length of this one is 72. That's actually really nice. I'm going to be getting that, and we're just going to use that instead of my militia pernach right now. I'm going to lock it because it's saying that the militia one is better just purely for the swing speed, but I'm looking for the length right now. I'm looking for the length. That's just much better for me. And otherwise, there's not really much to do here, unfortunately, apart from maybe sell a couple of these just to get some much needed cash, because I still want to continue gaining massive amounts of upgrade points and all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, as far as I am aware, I think I have 2 castles that I'm actually looking after right now. I'm not entirely sure why they would give me 2, but I think that is indeed the case. Yes, they gave me Varagos Castle as well, and I'm not entirely sure why they did that. I think they did that just to kind of mess with me, because I obviously am not in any kind of position to defend these things, but they apparently just wanted me so badly to have a fief or 2 that they just, went crazy with that. Anyway, trade penalty is halved. Oh my, are you serious? More of this? Okay, yeah, trade penalty is halved. I guess I will take that. I also leveled up, so I guess what I could do is I could spec into polearms, two-handed, any of these wonderful things right here. I could also spec into leadership. I think I'm probably just going to spec into leadership because I want to get that maxed out as fast as possible, or at the very least, just get to veterans respect. That's going to be the thing that will primarily propel us all the way to victory, because once we have veterans respect, we're going to be able to level up all of these wonderful forest bandits, and they're hopefully then going to have a wonderful time becoming the wonderful Battanian Fian champions and all that stuff. Anyway, we do have improved garrison, as I said to you before. You can check out my my mod list in the description and all that stuff. Now, the funny thing about this is that they do have some Battanian fians and all that wonderful stuff, but I actually don't even know whether I should even take these right now. I don't think I should. I don't think that that really counts for the challenge, does it? No, because it comes from a fief, in my opinion. So it's probably a good idea for me to just leave it alone, I suppose. And we're just going to move on and see what happens. But Varagos Castle was actually under siege up until not that long ago. So I'm actually thinking, let's just take a quick look and see what's going on here. I mean, I'm going to try, if I can, to kind of set this up so that we do actually have recruits coming in here. I don't even want to put in that many, so I guess we'll just put in whatever. And then we'll just train a little bit here as well. And there we have it. Okay. Hopefully that's going to work out quite nicely. And I'm actually going to go in here and help in the battle against this guy, because apparently they were about to be defeated. So this is actually a pretty nice thing for us to do. And hopefully my friends here are, well, hopefully they're going to be kind of pleased, you know, because, you know, I'm kind of putting myself in a situation where we might actually get attacked by a rather large army. You never know when there's an army nearby, and they could potentially have someone just come out of nowhere with, you know, I don't know, 600 units. And if you are in a disorganized state, it is going to be very damaging. Yes, it is going to be very damaging. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Oh, she turned off just when it was about to hit, potentially. Okay, well, we're going to have to do a little bit of something here. Nice. Can we do a little bit of bashy bashy? Yes, we can. This is actually a much better mace than I anticipated. I mean, obviously, it does have a pretty decent length to it, which is, of course, the main reason why we purchased it to begin with. But this is good. Yeah, I like it. As you can see, it's actually slow enough as well to be able to use it on horseback really, really nicely. Because you may think, oh, well, it's slow. That's not particularly good, right? But no, actually, in my opinion, a slower weapon, as long as it's not too slow, of course, because, you know, if it's too slow, then it's going to be unwieldy and, you know, very difficult to utilize. But as it stands right here, I'm able to use this very easily, and I don't even need to worry so much about the speed, because you can see here it just basically hits whenever I want it to. You know, it just comes right in at the exact moment when I want it to, and we're able to take many of these guys prisoner, which is exactly what we want. Oh, we even eliminated the actual vassal himself, the leader of the enemy forces. That's fantastic. Of course, there are going to be a bunch of enemy vassals on this particular battlefield, so we might have to deal with them as well. Seems like the enemy is actually able to survive a little bit here. Not a big fan of that, but well, let's just go after them. Obviously, bear in mind, I do have the duelist skill. That's the main reason why I'm actually not using a shield here. And the duelist skill is actually one of the main things that I was focusing on with my other playthrough a long time ago. This is actually one of the playthroughs that I recommend for people to watch, just because I think it's so much fun, you know, because we're basically playing a character that has no shield, has no horse, and only uses a one-handed weapon. Doesn't use any ranged weapons or anything like that, as far as I remember. And the duelist literally only has a one-handed sword. And so I was going into battle, and I was relying solely on my movement speed. Solely on the movement speed, solely on the fact that I actually had a pretty decent weapon speed, because obviously if you are indeed playing the duelist character build, which I had back then, you're going to have increased swing speed, increased handling, all that wonderful stuff. And it was probably one of the most fun that I've had in terms of combat in Bannerlord. So if you haven't seen the Duelist series, I'd highly recommend checking it out. It's basically just called the Duelist. You can look through my playlists if you so desire. But yeah, that was definitely one of the many playthroughs I've had so far of Bannerlord where I've thought to myself, yeah, this is a super fun character, and I highly recommend it to anyone. If you're looking for a character build and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, my character build is, you know, something that I've mastered now. Maybe you're thinking that. And then you think, well, what can I do to kind of challenge myself? Or what can I do to make things a bit more interesting the next time around, you know, I make a character? And I'm talking about your thought process here. Maybe you're going to think, oh, maybe I should try out, you know, maybe I should try out the Duelist. And I'd highly recommend it. It's super fun. Really is super fun. Anyway, we're getting massive amounts of loot here. Do bear that in mind. Every single time we go into a battle now, we are going to get so much loot. We are just going to get so much loot. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to continue gaining experience as well, because I do need another focus point in one-handed. I think I'm probably going to be doubling down on the whole one-handed thing. As you can see, we're now going into a battle against Zena, the warrior princess. No, it's obviously spelled differently, but still. Yes, anyway, yeah, we're just going to tell our people just to charge in. We outnumber her so dramatically, I don't think we really need to worry too much. And if we do have any kind of problem, I can obviously recruit some more bandits pretty easily, and then we'll be doing pretty nicely. Anyway, we're going to try and get some really, really fast one-handed kills here. Or shall we say, thrown weapon kills? Because what I want to do is I want to try and level up my thrown weapon skills. So being able to hit these guys from a long distance away and actually kill them is going to be significant in giving me more experience. Unfortunately, I'm actually not able to do that. I think I probably should have spec'd into Sagittarius, because that's a perk that's actually really, really useful later down the line, because it actually does provide you with thrown, well, not thrown weapon, but it provides you with ranged accuracy while mounted, which is definitely something I could use right now. But at the time, I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'm not really going to need this, because if there's a lot of enemies in close quarters situations, like for example, let's say they're all close to each other, you know, it's going to be pretty easy for us to actually hit someone. But I think I might have overestimated that a little bit, you know, because as it stands, as you can see right there, you know, with my attempts to actually hit people, we were just going wide. They were just going wide so completely, and it was very, very difficult for us to actually make any headway there. So seems like I might have to do a little bit of something in that regard. We might have to try maybe a respec. Maybe we'll respec our thrown weapons or something like that. Or what is it, riding skill? I think it might be our riding skill actually that needs to be respec'd. But yeah, otherwise apart from that, oh, did you see that? Did that horse just take off? I actually don't even know. I think, I don't know, for some reason sometimes I seem to see things, but I'm not entirely sure if I do see them because it's at night, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, really? Is that actually what happened? Yeah, it was a bit weird. I thought I saw a literal horse take off into the outer atmosphere, and yeah, I don't know whether that was actually the case. Anyway, this is actually a fantastic mace, as you can see right here. It only has 2 less length, but look at its handling. It's absolutely fantastic. Good swing speed as well. Very, very nice. So I'm actually going to be using this instead. I think someone actually recommended that I make one of these, but, you know, make one as in smith it. And I just didn't have the parts for it. I was actually attempting to get the parts in a previous episode, but thankfully, look at this. We've now found one, which is actually really nice. Anyway, there we go. Our relation has increased with some clan of ours. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't really care about, you know, making the Battanians like us at all, because, well, all things considered, I'm probably going to backstab them in the end. But don't tell them, you know, don't tell them, because it's going to happen, you know. It's going to happen at some point. All right, let me actually just level up a couple of people here. I would love to be able to find a bandit hideout. This is what I was talking about in the previous episode as well. I'd love to be able to find a bandit hideout just by asking, you know, just for the pure asking of it. But unfortunately, it seems like that is that's not actually a feature. I don't think it is a feature. Oh no, wait a minute. Hello, I found some forest bandits. Thorios Castle has actually been taken as well. Very nice. Okay, please don't vote for me. I'm very much hoping that they don't vote for me. I am actually gaining influence, but for some reason my influence rating is not going up. It's only 27. Why is it still 27? Haven't I gained a significant amount of influence this whole time? I don't know. Anyway, let's give away some prisoners right here. Boom, we're going to be gaining 680, which is actually really nice. My criminal rating has increased with the Crusade, but personally, I don't care about the Crusade at all. I think that they can, you know, they can just go away with that. Thank you very much. And technically what I could also do is I could gain a couple of units through this. So if I wanted to, I could go in here and we could get some people. Not sure if I want to do that. We could technically get 10. It's only 50 strength, I suppose. Kind of makes sense for us to do that, I guess, a little bit. Even though 50 strength, yeah, doesn't really do much, right? I mean, that's pretty good for just 50 strength, because we can pretty much just give... I mean, like, for example, let's say that I went in here and... no, I don't want to fight any of the forest bandits, thank you. But let's say I went in here and gave away some stuff. I mean, I have a bunch of these. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at these two-handed swords. I actually wonder, how much am I going to gain by giving one of these two-handed swords? Not much. Yeah, not much. Okay, so I basically just wasted it. All right. Well, it's actually good to do that kind of thing, because you never know when, you know, something like this is actually going to make a big difference. So it seems to me like quantity is much more important in this aspect than quality. So that's good to know. See, now that's the point. You know, knowing that kind of thing is obviously going to make a huge difference in the long run. Anyway, gonna go over to myzea now. Thorios Castle, please do not vote for me. Oh no, they're voting for me again. Are you serious? I want to vote for... Gonna vote for Caladog. Oh no, please. Oh no, don't give me this. Alright, unfortunately, we're consistently getting fiefs that I do not want. I do not want these fiefs. They're giving me all of them. This is actually kind of hilarious as well, because if you think about it, what I could do is I could literally now leave Battania, join whoever they're fighting. I could join the Southern Empire, for example, and then I could just, you know, do a little bit of backstabbery going on there. Technically, I could do that if I wanted to, but yeah, probably not the best idea, right? Anyway, what I'm actually going to do is we're going to be equipping some things from the marketplace here. As you can see, we're gaining a lot of stuff, 42,000. Yagada is also getting some things, as you can see, so that's actually really, really nice. And this actually allows me to trade a couple of these swords and gain some much needed upgrades. And that's exactly what we're going to do here again. As you can see, we're gaining some more things. We're gaining some daggers that are apparently better than what we had before, and she's also gaining some stuff. And we can now do that, and then the merchant is still going to be giving us 40,000, which is actually quite nice. And I would like to go in and do the tournament because there is a horse available, and it is a Royal Destrier. Oh yes. Now, obviously, I don't really care about the bets that much. This is actually, can I drop my shield, actually? Isn't it Q? No, it's not Q. How do I drop my shield again? I know someone actually told me, but I forget now. Is it X? No. C? No. V? No. C? Now that's the point. Is it G, actually? Might be G. No, that's... Ah, there we go. Ah, fantastic. Okay, yes, it is G, and I just need to continue spamming it. Okay, that's good. Because generally, if I'm fighting with a shield, it actually reduces my damage by 20%, thanks to the Duelist skill. So, you know, Duelist obviously gains you 20% additional damage. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. There we go. Yeah, it gains you that damage when you don't have a shield equipped. So I'm kind of wanting to do that because it just makes it that much easier for me to kill enemies. And there we go. We're up against a Khuzait marksman. Hilariously enough, wouldn't it be funny if my weapon just disappeared through the ground or something like that? That would be, well, funny in a very pathetic kind of way, and really, really sad because then I would lose. But yeah, that would be still funny, I guess. But yeah, otherwise, this guy is actually doing a pretty decent job of defending against us. Kind of surprising, actually. But otherwise, he did manage to fall. Let's just pick up this once again. There we go. I think there is a way to drop only the shield, but I have no idea what it is. So I'm kind of doing it the stupid way. But yeah, whatever the case, there we go. That was a good deal of victory. Very nice indeed. Okay, so now what we can do is we can head back over to the Southern Empire. I'm thinking that maybe what we want to do is just continue taking people prisoner, because we do have the ability to come over here to this hideout. I'm actually going to mark it, to be honest. I think marking it is probably going to be a pretty useful thing to do. I should probably be marking every single hideout that I come across, actually, because then it just provides me with so much. Okay, wait a minute. Can I actually catch up to this caravan? I think I might be able to. There's 2,900 right there. Can we actually... No, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up with this fellow, unfortunately. Do I have a herd deficit? No, I don't have a herd deficit. Okay, so that means that I just need more horses. I mean, I have a lot of money right now, so theoretically I should be able to do a pretty decent job with that. Let's just take a quick look at our charm perks and leadership perks. Increase relationship bonus by 20% when paying more than enough in barters. Or when voting for a proposal you support fails, recover 100% of the influence spent. In my opinion, that's probably going to be much more useful, and also gain additional relationship when you increase relation with merciful lords. I actually don't know whether I care about that much, because we're mostly going to be dealing with cruel lords, aren't we? So I'm thinking we'll go for the cruel lords one. And fervent attacker, increase the rate of recruiting tier 1 to 3 prisoners by 50%, or 456. I think 456 is probably going to be better. And we've got some looters here. I'm actually wondering whether there are going to be vassals just running around randomly here. As you can see, there is actually someone from the minor faction, the Hidden Hand. So we're going to see if I can maybe catch up with this guy. Oh, there's 2 of them. Do you think I can actually fight 2 of them? Yeah, I probably could have, but apparently he didn't want to fight, even with his friend nearby. Kind of surprised. Thankfully, I am a Battanian culture, so I am able to move through the forests super easily. That's one of the things that makes me believe that the Battania culture, and obviously you can give me your own opinion on this, by the way. But for me personally, I feel like the Battania culture is maybe, just maybe, inching out the Vlandian culture for my #1 pick. Because if you take a look at the cultures, obviously it very much depends on what kind of character you want to make, because of course if you're making a trading character that focuses on caravans and investment and all that stuff, it's more than likely going to be a good idea to go for the Aserai, because of course you have much cheaper caravans at that point, and generally you're going to have a greater time with saving money. If you're doing that route, of course, you know, if you're doing that route, then of course that's the way to go. But if you're doing something that's very much focused on battling and chasing after people and just generally being a bit of a nuisance, then it's probably going to be a good idea to be a Battanian. Because, you know, if you're not going to be a mercenary, because I obviously, I was a mercenary for a small amount of time, but let's just say that you play a regular game of Bannerlord, and I'm talking about regular game as in you don't have the Fourberie mod installed or anything like that, you don't have any other mods that fundamentally change the way you play, all that stuff, then you're most likely going to remain a mercenary for a pretty good amount of time, right? Or at least I would, you know, I'd try to get as much money as possible with the mercenary wages, try to earn as much influence as possible, and then it's all going to work out super nicely. You're going to get a lot of money over time, and you're going to be able to actually afford all of your mercenary wages as well. I mean, all of your army wages with the mercenary wages. And that can make a huge difference in itself. So that kind of thing really makes a huge difference. But of course, then you've got to think about the fact that Vlandia does provide you with more mercenary wages. And that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking about. Also, it does increase, as far as I'm aware, I think it does at least, does increase the amount of renown that you can make from battles. I think you get, what is it, 5%? Not sure, can't remember now, but whatever the case, I think you get around 5%, maybe more than that, maybe less, I don't know, but yeah, you get a pretty decent amount, actually, pretty decent amount of additional renown, and that can make a pretty big difference as you're going onward, because of course, if you take leadership skill, like I'm doing right now, and you get to the famous commander, which of course is pretty much well, in my opinion, one of the most powerful perks you can get to level up your clan tier. And if you can get it early on, whoa, don't even get me started on that. If you get it early on, you're going to be sailing away with your clan tier, and you're going to be clan tier 3 in no time. I'm obviously taking a lot longer to do that, but I have some mods installed that kind of help me a little bit with that, because obviously if you're doing tournaments and you have Chaos's Tweaks installed like me, and you have it set up like me, I get 10 renown every single time I do a tournament, whereas the base game gives you 3 renown instead of 10. And in my opinion, 3 is a little bit measly. I think it should give you 5 as a base, but you know, that's the reason anyway. But obviously, because I'm doing this for a series as well, it kind of makes sense for me to, you know, speed things up a little bit. But whatever the case, getting more renown with Famous Commander is extremely useful, and I would highly recommend getting that as soon as you possibly can. It really is super, super useful. Anyway, we're just going to equip the Royal Destrier. As I said, we don't really need money anymore, and being able to well, ride around on a really, really good mount is probably going to be really nice. Otherwise, we also gained some boots from this particular fight, and we can also upgrade Yagada's armor as well a little bit. And we're also getting some relation with people somehow. I'm not entirely sure how we're even gaining this relation, to be honest. But yeah, I would like to be able to chase after this guy, if at all possible. Let me see if I can do that. Actually, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to call for some more people to join me. 50 influencers. What? Are you serious? Come on now. What's actually going on with these guys? All right, let's just call for these two to join me. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get here after all. But I kind of want to increase my leadership. And while I will have to pay for them to remain in my party, I still kind of want that. I still kind of want them to join us, because that will increase my leadership by a much greater amount than it would otherwise. Maybe we can actually do something here with Mina. Maybe we can attack. Prindor seems to be a bit too slow, unfortunately. Don't think he's going to be able to catch up, or I'm going to be able to catch up. Oh, actually, maybe they're going into they're going into the forest. That's the thing, you see. You got to think about the fact that every single other vassal from a different culture is going to be much slower when they go into the forest. And, well, that's amusing, because obviously, you know, they're still faster than me. But, of course, I'm running around with 277 units right here. So it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, there's actually some horses right here. So I guess what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to buy a whole bunch. Just going to buy a huge amount. In actual fact, I have a lot of money right now, so I can kind of spend a bit more. And being able to increase my horse population is going to be pretty useful. Unfortunately, it seems as though forest bandit hideouts are really far away from us right here. That's sad. That is really, really sad. Okay, how's my leadership? Okay, my leadership's actually almost at 75, so that's pretty good. And if you start battle mounted, you have +2 ammunition for throwing weapons. That could be kind of useful. Yeah. We'll take saddlebags. Why not? Kind of helps me to level up my thrown weapon skill a little bit faster, potentially, as well. Increase maximum track life. When following a hostile party, you gain 2% speed bonus. Yes, thank you very much. That is actually maybe even going to give me the amount of speed that I need to be able to catch up to these people. But, of course, the main reason, or one of the main reasons why I'm moving so slowly is because we have prisoners. Yeah, we actually have some prisoners. Anyway, just going to sell this vassal. I'm basically going to sell every single vassal that I can back to the Southern Empire, because, as I say, I don't really want the Battanians to become too strong. I know it sounds a bit weird, but obviously we're not going to be remaining a vassal of theirs for very long, which is why I'm super perplexed as to why they have given me so many castles, because obviously I have improved garrison. Improved garrison is automatically going to be giving me, well, units in those garrisons, and it's just going to be, kind of hard for them to do anything to take those back when the time comes, potentially. Anyway, there's 435, and we almost have 3,000. We almost have 3,000. I'd love to be able to get to 3,000, because that's actually going to then enable these bandits to start raiding villages, to start raiding caravans, and it's just going to be a wonderful sight to see. It's going to be so incredibly good. Anyway, let me see if I can actually buy some more horses. Just going to buy a huge amount more here. Can I move faster? It feels to me like I'm really not moving that fast, but obviously I am having a pretty large army at the moment, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And we are gaining, yeah, about 1 influence every single day, which is not exactly great. I'm going to need to do something about this, so I guess I'll try to go into Southern Empire territory and maybe just fight someone really, really big. Or we could try to fight a caravan, but they're way too fast for me, unfortunately, right now. So I guess what I'll do... Actually, should we try a siege? Should we try it? Oh, I'm getting a bit too audacious here, potentially. Anyway, let's just have a quick look here. What do we got? Increased party size. Troops in your formation cause 10% more morale penalty. Yeah, I guess we'll do heroic leader instead of town size. No, instead of party size limit. I don't really care too much about that, because renown is inevitably going to be providing much more than that. Anyway, we're going to go into the horses here. Once again, just buying a huge amount of them. And what do we have here? Okay, vote for castle charters. Yeah, I don't really care about that too much. And, oh, freedom of Regea? Are you serious? So Regea actually got herself taken prisoner. Very surprising to see that. Okay. Do I have any companion spaces? I do have some companion spaces. Okay, so here's the thing right now. I do not have an engineer. So I'm thinking, what is a good idea but getting an engineer? I think that's going to be a wonderful idea. So let's try to do that. I think there is one... Is it the scholar? No, he's a medic. Wow, he has 121 medical skill. That would have been amazing, actually, for me to get him. We got Iron Eye here. No. The Golden? No, he's really good, though. I'm looking for... No, he's a smith. Oh, no. Oh, no. See, now I've lost the person who was really, really good at engineering. And now I am kicking myself. Oh, I'm... Is it... No, no, it's not fair hair. The tracker, the scholar? No, it's not the scholar. He's got medic skill. Oh, wow. Okay. I just completely missed this guy who is called the engineer. I am an imbecile. Oh, well, never mind. All right, so yeah, we're just going to be waiting a little bit of time for our... yes, for our... messenger to actually arrive. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to get there. I'm not going to vote on the castle charters or anything like that. And anyone that wants to besiege any of my stuff, they are welcome to do so. If they want to take my fiefs, then that's absolutely fine. What I find actually really quite funny about the voice acting in this game as well is that it only plays when you first meet them, and then that's it. And for me personally, I'd love to be a character in this, but no one's asked me, so... Yeah, that's sad, isn't it? Yeah, that is very sad. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, let me see what I can actually do here. I'm going to be just giving him a huge amount of stuff. As you can see, look at him. He's just got, wow, massive upgrades all across the board for this fellow. And what does he actually have? He has crossbow skill. Oh, hello. Okay, he actually has crossbow skill. So I'm going to be giving him a masterwork. Yes, a masterwork light. Light crossbow right there. Yes, very nice indeed. Okay, and he's using good bolts as well. Does he have any riding skill? No, he has no riding skill, so I'm basically just going to be making him into a random crossbow user. And we'll give him some parts over here as well, and we'll also just give him some knives, and there we go. Fantastic. Okay, so he's good in the streets, as well as... No, not in the streets. In the battlefields, yes, on the battlefields, he's still pretty good. And otherwise, we're just going to be making him into our engineer, as you might expect. And then I just need to actually check him to see. Okay, we got a bunch of people that actually leveled up, but these people don't actually need anything from me at the moment, because this literally doesn't do anything, obviously, because they're most likely just, you know, doing their own thing. They're not really doing anything that is actually going to be useful to me. Although, however, we have Yagada here who has actually leveled up, and she needs a point spent in medicine, which is very nice. And we also have the ability to get Darim some points too, which is actually going to be very useful for him. Party wages are 5% less, or no morale penalty from having single type of food. I actually don't even know which one to go for. I guess we'll go for frugal, because technically if you take Spartan, it's actually going to slow down the speed of your steward leveling. So we're probably just going to leave it like that. All troops gain +2 daily experience. I guess that's kind of good too. Otherwise, who else? I don't think anyone else has actually leveled up. No. No one else has actually leveled up. Okay, so let's do this. Let's actually start the siege and see what we can do. I think we're just going to go for a nice little... yeah, we're not going to go for the battering ram. Okay, we're not going to go for the battering ram. Instead, what we're going to do is... I'm actually not entirely sure what to do right here. This is obviously the first siege I've done with this character. Not sure at all what to go for, because they have a bunch of catapults. I don't really want to spend a huge amount of time here. So I'm thinking... I don't want to destroy the walls. That's the thing. I don't want to destroy the walls. Okay, you know what? We're just going to go straight on in. We're just going to go straight on in and see what happens, because obviously we know that siege ladders are still pretty good, but the problem is Not sure how that's really going to go. I'm a little bit worried about it, to be honest. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, we don't have any of these. I guess we could just put someone else on there. I guess Shalar or something like that. Anyway, yeah. So, let's see if we can actually make it there. Obviously, they do have 2 catapults, which is going to be a little bit damaging, possibly. Not sure if they're even going to be that effective, because we don't have any, you know, siege equipment or anything like that. Usually, they're really, really good at using it against siege. And I'm just going to put up the ladder real fast. I don't have a shield, which obviously is really bad for sieges, but I have played like this before in the Duelist series, as I mentioned earlier, and it's actually not that bad. It's not that bad to not have a shield. You just have to play a little bit smarter than normal, which, you know me. It's going to be a bit difficult for me to play smarter because, you know, that's just not what I do. But let me just see what we can do here. Okay, actually not bad. Hello. Okay, can I just leave me alone? Leave me alone. Can I? Oh. Okay, this might be bad. Oh, okay. I was actually kind of hoping that maybe I could cause a bit of a distraction right there. But yeah, that's not looking particularly good. Hilariously enough, though, I feel like we could actually win this. What do you think? Yeah, I think we could win this, actually. I think we are going to win this. That is very funny. That is actually extremely funny. And we're going to gain a pretty significant reward for this as well. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. I was going to attempt, this was my plan by the way, I was hopeful that what I would actually do is get up here on the walls and then jump down, but obviously I took so much damage getting in that I couldn't jump down any further because I was going to die from the fall damage. And then I was going to go over to the main gate and actually just open that up. That was my idea, but obviously it didn't really work out, unfortunately. Anyway, we got a bunch of wonderful troops here, which I will be taking because we're just going to slap them into Dareem's army and into the garrison here potentially as well. Getting a lot of loot, which is really nice. We're going to show mercy here. I'm not going to claim the fief because I don't really want that. Showing mercy is apparently really bad with Dareem, as you can see right there. He's not particularly pleased with me right now, which is actually kind of sad, to be honest. I was actually kind of hoping that we'd be, you know, best buds and, you know, taking on the enemy together. But no, he's very annoyed. Yes. He's very annoyed at that. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so he's gonna be using that, and we're just gonna go into the garrison here. We're just gonna donate some troops. I don't really want to keep any of these. That's absolutely fine. There we go. There's 28 of them there, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do there. So what we're gonna do now is I'm actually gonna see if I can speak to him. Hello there, sir. All right. So let me see. Okay, so I can't actually improve my relation with him. Okay, that's actually kind of sad. I was hopeful that what I'd be able to do is go into the barter screen and just give him some money. That's it. Just give him some money. That was actually what I was attempting there, but unfortunately, because he is a party member, I suppose I'm not allowed to do that. I guess something like that. Anyway, I have 82 influence, which is actually quite nice. Look at this. This guy is literally wanting to give me this again. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it to Mr. Caladog. We're going to gain a lot of charm skill, by the way, by voting on these things, which is the main reason why I'm doing that. As you can see, we're now at 194. I'd like to get more than that, though, if at all possible. And did we get some prisoners? Yeah, we got a couple of prisoners, but nothing too amazing. Oh well, that's fine, that's fine. And as you can see, my leadership is now at 87. Famous commander is 100. Veterans respect is 150. So we're going to have to remain in an army for quite some time yet, which is actually kind of sad. Oh well. There's a rebel faction now emerging, and you can see here that Omor has now dropped into independence, which is actually something that I would love to be able to do as time goes on in this playthrough as well. I'd love to be able to cause a lot of towns to drop into independence because, of course, that's what you can do with the Fourberie mod. As you gain strength all throughout Calradia with all of the bandit factions, then the bandit factions will eventually start rising up. As I said before, they'll start raiding villages. They'll start attacking caravans and all that wonderful stuff. And that's actually going to make a huge difference. It really will. Anyway, let's go over here, give away some prisoners. So just going to do that. There we go. Okay, 120. Okay, so I am going to very quickly just go into Maranath, and we're just going to buy a lot of very, very low tier items. And we're just going to spend, I'm going to spend 17,000. No, I'd rather just sell a couple of these. There we go. We're going to get 80,000. Thank you very much. And then we're going to just go into the hideout real fast. And then we're just going to give away some stuff. And we can just do this. Don't know how much we're really going to get for this, but hopefully it's going to be kind of decent. There we go. Yes, now we are above 3,000. There you go. So that gave me around 500. It gave me around 500 rating or something like that. And that is going to be fantastic. So now we are going to start seeing forest bandits starting to run around. They're going to start attacking things, and it's going to be amazing. Oh yes, it's going to be super, super fun. All right, so I can actually upgrade myself once again if I want to from the marketplace here, and I think I will probably do 582,000. What is actually 582,000 here? The helmet and the torso armor. Is that it? Really? Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be doing that, that's for sure. Okay, we are certainly not doing that. Let's actually just take a quick look. It's not even good. It's not even good. Look at it. It's got 37 body armor in comparison to 34 that I was wearing. That is hilarious. Okay, this is better. Look at that. This is better, although it doesn't have that much armor, so I guess that kind of makes sense. The helmet is a lot better, but I'm not going to spend 173,000 on that, that's for sure. Ugh, I have no idea what was going on there. Okay, I might buy these Warlord Pauldrons, though. That's kind of fun. And we can actually upgrade this guy a little bit. We're going to pay 18,000 for that. That's absolutely fine. And let's actually just go back to Sionon real fast because, well, it's been quite some time since we've upgraded our main base and, you know, recruited a couple of extra smugglers and things like that. So let's actually see what's going on. I have 30 points. Okay, I have 30 points right here. Okay, so we're just going to be spending smugglers. We're just going to be getting a bunch more logistics right here. And that's pretty much it. That's all I'm going to want to spec into. And we have a lot of food available, but my food situation is actually not even bad right now. The hangouts, don't really care about that too much. That doesn't seem to make too much difference. Also, scheme room. This is the scheme room right here. So basically what you can do is you can attack people. You can actually assassinate people and stuff like that. So as you can see right here, you can have contracts. Do you want to receive contract proposals? Only kingdoms where you have a network will hear about your services. They will not contact you if you are at war with them and if the ruler hates you. So technically what we can do is we can then get contracts from Battania. Because technically Durthart hates me, so obviously, you know, Vlandia is not going to come to me even though I do have some networks there. But Caladog actually likes me quite a bit, so let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. And we're going to see what actually happens with that. I actually have no idea what's going to happen with this. As you can see, you can enlist and train agents. I guess we can try to do that. I have no idea what this means. I guess we'll make a... You will send for a training of one troop. One assassin? Really? Cool. Alright, I had no idea. Okay, okay, let's actually just try out two of them. So wait a minute. How does this actually work? Aha. Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Tier 4 to 5 units become assassins, and tier 3 to 4 become spies. Oh, okay. I understand. All right, that's actually pretty cool, because now you can actually use spies for destabilization type schemes. You can use assassins for murdering type schemes, and you can use saboteurs for tactics type schemes. For example, from your village in enemy villages and so on and so forth. Okay, that's actually really, really cool. Also, your agents have reported the following here as being held in the prison of a city. Only cities from a kingdom where you have a network of minimum 10% are listed. Obviously, we don't have that large of a network. So that's the reason why we probably should start increasing that a little bit so that we can get some more stuff going on there. So for example, bandit factions right here. So you see here, bandit factions. Each spotted hideout of that faction will grant +1 villainy points and +3% to your scheme network. For some reason I don't have this, even though I actually do. I have forest bandits above 500. So That's a little bit weird. So I can choose a kingdom right here as well. So you can see here. Ah, there. Oh, never mind. Okay, I see. I actually had to choose a kingdom beforehand. Okay, that's good to know. And then you have to do a bunch of other stuff right here. I could actually do something in the Crusade territories and so on and so forth, but obviously there's not really much for me to do here at the moment because I just generally do not have any networks anywhere else, and I don't really want to attack the Battanians as it stands just yet. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.